Today I'm going to show you a little trick with Acrylic Matte Medium. Acrylic Matte Medium is a really excellent bonding agent. It's an archival product, good product, and there's a lot of uses for it. I use it to create underpaintings, and I use it to liquefy pastel, and I think it works so much better than the solvents that people use, alcohol and paint thinner. It doesn't have any smell, it dries quickly, and if you keep it thin, it works really, really well. So I'm working on a piece of sanded multimedia artboard, and I'm going to rough in a little composition here. And get to work. This is a nice little angle here. And there's a lot of green in this reference photo. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'm going to use a purple pastel as my underpainting tone. And it's going to balance some of the green that I've got. And to get my painting really rolling in a hurry. That's really one of the benefits. So I've got my little rough in. I feel confident with my rough in. And I know that when I liquefy with matte medium, it's going to darken my value a little bit. So I've kind of allowed for that. I'm using a sort of a medium purpley lavender tone. And I'm just going to put some on here. Now I'm not going to make it really thick because I know that when I liquefy it, I'll have plenty. And I don't want it to be really thick and glassy. I just want just enough to get a layer on there. So I'm keeping that in mind. There's a lot of pigment in these pastels, so I don't need very much to get the job done. Okay, I'm going to pour a little matte medium into my little tray here. I won't need very much. And I like to use this 1-inch foam as my applicator. You could use other things, but this to me is quick, it's loose, prevents me from getting too fussy because I really don't want to be fussy about my underpainting. So I'm going to dip with my foam and get some going. And I might just kind of indicate where my trees are going to be. And then I'm going to dip again. And what this does for me is to very rapidly get my painting underway, and it gives me instant harmony and unity. All right, and while it's wet, I'm going to do a little bit of drawing right into it and get started, and then I'm going to dry it a little bit with a hair dryer. Okay, I'm going to take this glove off. I wore the glove because the matte medium can get in your fingernails, and it's a great bonding agent, and it's a little tricky to get it off of there. But I'm going to draw right in, establish where my big tree is, using my little rolling pastel trick to get some pretty branches. Okay. pretty olive. I'm going to go ahead and lock this right in here. Little blue in the water, and then we'll take a little break and I'll dry it out a little bit.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Get my hair dryer. I've dried my underpainting a little bit with the hair dryer, and I'm set to do some layering now. I'm going to take a nice medium value green, go right over this purple, but I'm going to let some of that purple shine through. And my underpainting really set the tone for what's going to happen in my painting. All right. Okay, now I know in my water I want to be a little bit darker in value. So I'm looking around here a little bit. That's what I want. I'm using a nice aggressive side stroke with a lot of pressure. Okay. Now, in this area that's lit by the sun here, I don't know what color that is, but I know that this is the right value. And it's also complementary to that purple. It's going to give me some great color vibration going on. In my sky, I'm going to show you a little trick with using a contrasting color of the same value, and I'm taking this, that's a little bit too dark, let's go a little bit lighter, that's what I want. So this is a warm value, the same value as that blue, and I'm going to layer them, and it's going to give me a beautiful glowing effect. It's the right value and very warm. Okay, many times I'm not sure what the tone I want really is, whether I want it to be warm and cool. So I'll put a little of both in there and just kind of give myself a little test and see what I think. I'm getting a beautiful, this is a great color for sort of a distant landscape, and it's way behind here. That's a pretty color. Okay. This is more of a neutral green. And I see some of it peeking through back in here and way in the distance. This kind of a green is more what you see in the distance, and you see a lighter green is going to be warmer. This warmer green is going to come forward, and this more neutral green is going to sit way in the back in a really nice way. All right. I'm going to get some more color in the water here. Okay, and maybe I'll layer on, oh, this is nice, just a little bit lighter in value. And you can see when the illusion is right, that water just becomes instantly reflective. A little bit deeper value green. And back here in the distance, I want this to go back, and I'm going to push that. Got some pretty greens here in the foreground on this bank. And that bank is a great place for me to add some warm color to balance out these greens. They're sort of a pinkish brown kind of a tone, but I'm going to make it really orange. And that immediately energizes my green a little bit. Okay. Take my mine charcoal, reinforce my tree a little bit, and do a little drawing, tighten things up a little bit. I can see this tree right here has a nice portion of the bark that's catching a nice sun glow ray here. This is the same value as this beautiful coral, and I'm going to throw some of it in there, and I'm getting a pretty vibration. Now if I went and found the same value blue and I put it in here, I'd get more of a nice vibration and neutralize it out a little bit. So really, I try to play a lot with warm and cool colors to kind of create illusions. Now I've got this rock wall that's down here, and this is another one that's the same value as what I've got going in here. And now this is one of my favorite colors, is cobalt turquoise. It's technically a warm color, I've been told, but to me it works more like a cool color. Okay, I need to tie in some darks down here. And then I'm going to work my reflection. Come back on an angle here. Okay, and I'm going to do a little finger blending here. Why not? Nothing immoral or unethical about finger blending, but it works better if you don't overdo it. Okay, we're getting there. I just need a little bit more detail. I'm seeing some little hint of light getting into these trees a little bit here. I need some light back here. Okay. And now I'm sensing that I need some powerful green right in here. Since I've established some nice neutral green, I can get away with some of this stuff. And that's really, establishing neutrals allows you to get away with using some brights. I think I need a pure ultramarine way back here and really bring out the pink. When I put in this ultramarine, that brings the pink out. And maybe, since I have the pure ultramarine, that's going to entitle me to use some complementary orange. And this is the right value. And I'm going to throw her in there. Even though it doesn't really appear on the photograph that much. Oh, that looks good. And finally, we've got some neat little rocks and stuff in the water. There's always cool little junk in the water. And for the landscape painter, it's a neat little trick. And in the light part of the water, the junk is a darker value. And in the dark part of the water, the junk is a lighter value. And now I'm going to, that's too light in value, and I immediately know it is because it stood out really strongly. And I'm feeling now that I'm going to go back and cool the sky a little bit. I'm going to leave some of that pretty warm tone that I had. And this is the final thing I need. I need the right value of blue. That's it right here. Horizontal strokes are always calming in a painting, and the most diagonal strokes create a lot of tension. So in water, I want it to be calm, and I'm using some of these calm horizontal strokes. Maybe I need to tone that down a little bit because I've got some light coming here at the top. And that's it, a nice little atmospheric painting using an underpainting with acrylic matte medium. Thank you.